My husband of 7 years just threw me a massive, expensive 30th birthday party, but I spent the entire night trying not to throw up because of the terrifying secret I found on his phone exactly 2 hours before the guests arrived. If you think this is a classic cheating story, it's so much worse. Let me back up. My husband Mark has always been the perfect guy. A little too perfect. He's a high-level software engineer, meticulously organized and never loses his temper. But lately, he's been acting incredibly paranoid. He started locking his home office, changing his passwords weekly, and taking private phone calls in his car at 2 a.m. Naturally, I thought he was having an affair. The anxiety was eating me alive. So while he was in the shower getting ready for my party, I did something I've never done before. I guessed his passcode. It was my old childhood phone number, and I opened his messages. What I found wasn't text messages to another woman. It was a shared folder with hundreds of legal documents and bank statements. My heart completely stopped. I saw copies of my signature on loan applications, credit card approvals, and second mortgages that I had absolutely no memory of signing. According to these files, I was somehow over $250,000 in debt, and multiple banks were preparing to seize my assets. I sat on the edge of the bed, my hands shaking so badly I almost dropped the phone. The man I loved hadn't just ruined me financially. He had completely stolen my identity and forged my life away. But before I could even process the betrayal, Mark walked out of the bathroom, fully dressed in a tuxedo, smiling warmly. He told me it was time to go down to the venue. Had to pretend everything was fine. While standing in front of 50 of our closest friends, knowing my life was ruined. The whole night was a blur. Mark was giving speeches about how much he adored me, clinking champagne glasses, and everyone was telling me how lucky I was. Meanwhile, I was secretly texting a divorce lawyer from the bathroom stall, sending her screenshots of the documents I'd airdropped to myself. My lawyer texted back something that made my blood run cold. She said, "Do not confront him. He isn't just stealing from you. Look closely at the dates on those loans. He's liquidating everything." Suddenly, it all clicked. The late-night phone calls, the secrecy, the sudden rush to throw this massive party. He wasn't trying to hide a mistress or a gambling debt. He was planning to flee the country with all the cash, leaving me to take the fall for the fraud, but the twist comes at the very end of the night, during the final toast. Mark stood up, tapped his glass, and announced he had one final, life-changing birthday surprise for me. He brought out a huge wrapped box. The room went silent. My heart was pounding in my throat. I braced myself, assuming it was a fake gift or a distraction. I ripped open the paper, opened the box, and stared at the contents. It wasn't a fake gift. Inside was a legal deed, completely paid off, for the exact plot of land my parents lost to foreclosure when I was a kid, alongside a full confirmation of a $250,000 corporate whistleblower payout deposited, entirely into a secret trust fund under my name. He hadn't been stealing from me. He had been using his tech background to secretly track down and legally seize back my family's stolen inheritance from the corrupt bank that ruined my childhood, and he used my signature to legally bypass the NDA they forced my parents to sign.